Thank you for buying this 11603 adjustable card rack from FixtureDisplays.com. You can find this item by searching 11603 on FixtureDisplays.com along with derivative items or variation items. This package comes with four hubs. Number of strips should be 16 in this case. 4 casters and 2 cross base pieces. One has a slot in the middle, the other doesn't. 3 tubes, and then left and right pockets, pigtail sign holder, and hardware. If you bought a variation unit, which is either 11603-M or -L or -O or -H, you would receive larger hubs that similar to what we're holding here, but of bigger size. Now identify the hub has a smooth side. The smooth side is always face down. And we can start to assemble a tower by clipping the strip onto it. Identify the clips. The strip has a hole, has many holes, and the closest hole to the end, one is closer to the other side. The one that is further away from the end should face down, or at least you should observe consistency in this regard. Once you have all 8 hung up, you can start to put the other hub on. Basically, you would snap the wire on the other hub into the clips on the end of strips. If you purchased a M or L or double, you would put more strips on according to your specific needs. And when you do that, you want to measure up relatively accurately where you want to put your strips. Certainly you can adjust the strips later on, but it's nice to know where you are going to need them and start in the right footing to begin with. Now we have our tower done. We're going to start work on the base. First, fasten all the casters, and then you cross the 2 bases. Now in the unlikely event the notched piece, if it's crooked or bent slightly, is fairly easy to bend backwards. And once we have all the flanges lined up and assembled, it should be fairly sturdy. At that point you couldn't bend it anymore. But don't be alarmed if yours come slightly bent. So we have 4 large screws go through the 4 holes, and the nuts already welded underneath, so you don't have to look for nuts. Now we have the base structure set up. We're going to put this on the floor, and we're going to slide the first tower onto the lower tube, and it stopped right where the cotter pin, the welded pins are. At this stage, we're going to insert the middle pole. Now, what is the middle pole? The middle pole has a couple of cotter pins welded there as well. The pins are serving as a stopper for the second tower. Now we're going to nicely slide the middle tube in and use a provided set screw to screw it on. Now only the outer tube has thread. The hole has a thread. The inner tube does not have a hole, neither does it need have a hole. The way it works is the screw will work against the threading and push the inner tube inward to lock the 2 tubes together. Now take your time when you are fastening the tubes. Make sure you do that as straight as possible. Lastly, you want to insert the top tube. The top tube has no stopper or pins at all. Now you see the tubes are not perfectly straight. You want to take your time straighten it up before you fasten the screw. And that is it. Once you have the 2 towers together, it's ready to go. We're going to show you briefly how to put the pockets in. You first insert the top, and then you carefully insert the bottom. Now there is a spring action. Essentially the top and the bottom of the wire structure is a little longer than the hose. So you are pushing the lower piece in, you are really pushing up, and then it springs down a little bit. Now over time, if it loses some of the spring property, you simply just pull that further, make sure it is longer than the two hole distances. Now we have all the pockets ready. Observe the left and right, of course, and then measure up what you need. Adjust as you need, left or right. And here you have your perfect adjustable rack. This rack, unlike welded pieces, you can adjust the pockets, and really great for someone who wants the versatility of the rack. We're going to give you some dimensions shortly. Now remember, these two towers do rotate independently, which is a great feature for customers to browse. Now the pockets itself is about 4 inches tall and deep about 1.2 inches. The distance of adjustment in this particular setting is 8 inches maximum. Now if you are willing to sacrifice the adjacent units, you could do it slightly larger. Once you have this in your hand, you can figure it out. When you purchase the larger hub ones, you can display much larger items. We also have hexagon and octagon hubs allow you to load large amounts of cards or posters or calendars on this rack. The overall dimension of the rack is about 64 inches tall and 18 by 18 inches footprint. If you have any questions, email us cs@fixturedisplays.com. If you like our product, we can really use a good review. As you can see, this can do both landscape and portrait cards. It's a great card rack to have. Thank you for shopping Fixture.